All right, men's 800. This was an exciting race. I think Hoppel making the team was kind of, expected. Him winning it, it's kind of like, okay, we got that. But I think the dive between Brandon Miller and Clayton Murphy's lean was kind of one of the moments of the meet.
Sure.
And it kind of reminded me of when a former Texas A&M athlete did that dive in SEC's.
Infinite Tucker.
Yeah, Infinite Tucker. But Brandon Miller, he dove at the line. Clayton Murphy was leaning as well. And then there was like a 10-second wait to find out who got that third spot. And Miller's name came up first. Beat him by 0.04. Miller was thrilled. He says he's kind of been going through a lot of adversity, which means, he mentioned like just he hasn't had like perfect races every time.
Yeah.
He wins indoors, doesn't win outdoors, was able to, beat a very good Clayton Murphy, who I thought had a potential to medal at Worlds. So I'm kind of surprised that Murphy is the odd man out here. What are your thoughts on this team, Hoppel, Koeck, and Miller?
Yeah, Koeck needed the standard and got it. So I'm just fascinated at what his potential is going to be. Hoppel seemed to almost be floating above it all. There was all this chaos in the last 100 and who's going to get what spot, highlighted by Miller's dive. Miller's intriguing. Front runs, goes through 451.6 and hangs on there with the dive. I think I asked Hoppel afterwards, thinking of gold, which is obviously not a very good question, but he said, yeah.
What if he said no?
I mean, then that would have been probably more of a story than him saying yes. My point was, this is wide open, right?
Yes.
If those are David Rudisha figure out there right now, I wouldn't even ask the question.
Correct.
So the fact that the question is being asked just goes to show that, hey, this thing is pretty open. And this was his season's best, 144.6. He hasn't been exactly, running insane times. He also said he wants to go over and run in a Diamond League before Worlds. He wants to go to Stockholm just because he likes to race, which makes me think his slower times this year are a product of, one, just the types of race he's been in and just the lack of racing. Remember in 2019 how much that guy ran?
Well, he ran like all the time. His T-first page was like...
And that win streak because he won every prelim. He refused, even when it didn't matter, he refused to lose a prelim. So he would always put himself in the front of the race towards the end. So he's somebody, I don't know what those 800 odds are going to look like, but Bryce Hoppel winning gold would not surprise me at all.
Yeah. Jonah Koeck.
Great story.
Who had him on any 800-meter team?
Yeah.
I was talking to his coach after the race.
Yeah.
He said he was trying to get him to run the 5K.
Yeah. This year or this meet?
This year. Like, not this meet, but like training into the year. And he's like, no. And now he's like, well, I guess he was right because he just made the team in the 800. So he's like, oh, maybe I'll get him to do at least the 1500 next.
Yeah.
But like, no one, I mean, I remember Jonah Koeck from, early UTEP days.
Yeah.
He wasn't really that big of a factor at the NCAA level. Like, he would make finals, but he wasn't like the other two UTEP guys and Cerrone and Corrier.
Yeah.
He was kind of like the odd man, like, oh, I'm the miler of the group. But for him, he joins WCAP, he got changes in training, and now he's, peaking at the right time. I think it's kind of incredible. Like, no one had Koeck top 3. Even in the chaos of an 800, I think it's always interesting when you just see like, whoa, didn't see that coming. It's pretty cool. So.